Hello, I'm going to do this quick little um, what weapons to use, you know, the more suggested ones to use in MvM. I'm currently using uh, the weapons I used in the second to last wave on Wartenberg that will be presented right after this. Um, let's go over this. So I normally in MvM I normally use the soda popper, just so you can jump around the robots and really minimizes the damage you take. The next is Mad Milk is a must. You can substitute Bonk for maybe the first wave, usually, just because you're really vulnerable. Even with the health, through the health that you get through the money, you can still die. Especially if there's sometimes at the end of the wave, sometimes there's mini crits, possibly crits. They're a pain. And sometimes you just don't have enough upgrades. You have to be really good. Don't be cocky like I can dodge it. Don't worry about it. You'll say it, and guess what? Rocket, and your team would be like, "What the hell, man?" So, anyway, now the last weapon, and in this part of the video, I do use the Sandman because with $500 you can turn it. You can basically it's an upgrade from the Phantom War, and since if we just take away the on hit, just the difference, this does no damage. This damages. You basically you basically turn the 90% damage into minus 15 health, and minus 15 health isn't really much after you get the overheal and with your resistances, because you'll see why. Because I just basically I'll max out swing speed, and I'll just throw milk, do that 7-8 extra balls that you can do. You mark people, you run over these, bam 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 bam, just swing. I literally tell my friends, we'll be in Skype, and I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm swinging my bat like a boss." Just you'd be surprised. Just melee. Because you'll see, I like to do that against the giants. Just milk them and then just beat them as a mark, and then and they're marked. And I am doing damage. I'm actually doing pretty good enough damage, consistent damage, and it helps my teammates kill them faster. So anyway, but like I say, it's best to that's the two things for scout is Mad Milk, a must. Well, mine's the first wave, but then it's a must, and then Fan War, because if you have enough money for $500 and max out swing speed, I would switch Sandman. It's like a no-brainer. But if you don't, Fan War is a perfect perfect substitute. Now for the primary, there is almost technically three choices. Well, there's the default. Honestly, you can almost use most of these scatter guns. I've used a little bit of the backscatter, but being able to mean crit, it just hit the boss with the fan and switch. That's about it. I think it sacrifices the less clip size for it. So I would say no to the backscatter. It's not really like don't do this. Now the rest of these are honestly fine because scattergun, the base weapons are always the best, or almost the best choice. Force of Nature, it's good for one for the extra jump in the air. Also, it's a good way to one-shot the snipers, so you can take care of the snipers real quick and then boom, get back to the money. I do honestly like the Babyface Blaster, especially a while back since they changed how it works. It's really good because with the movements, with the boost with the extra movement, you can actually not do the $600 because basic scout plus the 30% movement speed, it's about the same. He's just a little bit faster. I think he's probably about 10% faster than Babyface with full speed with no speed boost. So it's not that much different. Not that much slower. So you could use the $600, and boom, you can definitely use. That's one thing I do like to do. The combination is Babyface and the Sandman. Like I say, just those it's fine if you can that combination. You can do more than one. It's not that bad. Shortstop, I've heard I have not personally done it, especially if you max out, almost basically max out damage, firing, and the clip size, and of course you have to price the ammo. You can literally, you'd be surprised how much damage when it's critted with the Kritzkrieg. You can almost melt. You can probably almost knock a tank's health in half once you get damage and the firing, and of course the full clip size, and probably 1 or 2 of the ticks in the ammo. With a medic, probably I don't know if he has to have the full extension, the extra 6 seconds, or if it's just the default 8 seconds. It's probably with the extra 6 seconds, but that's a lot. That's up there with a demo and a soldier. So now, but like I said, that's essentially the weapons, and you'll see. I'm gonna just say this once: scouts out there, don't do it. Don't put money on your gun on wave 1. I'm not being this guy who's like, don't, blah 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 blah. Scout's job, the main job is to collect money. Money. That's their job, basically. And be support. Mad Milk, be support. You throw that Mad Milk, you heal your teammates, they stay alive longer, and then while you collect money, gives you money to give yourself upgrades to survive even longer. That's the cycle. Basically, max out resistances. Let me say some word again. Resistances. I'm just getting bad flashbacks. How many times I see scouts who just don't put they say resistances is unnecessary. I'm like, okay, wave 1. It's fine. When you get to the second wave, you're pushing it. Wave 3, why? So, even with overheal, it just takes a small group of robots and you're dead. With max overheal, it would take basically the normal max number of bots that are on the field to kill you. Know what I mean? And they'd probably be mini critted, I would say. So it's technically 1.5 times the number of bots, But, oh, God. Anyway. So, I'm going to cut to some gameplay of, and a little bit X-Plane. I sadly don't talk anymore because I'm recording this. I've been a little bit of time in between, but I'm finally getting to this. I've been meaning to work on this. This is going to be wave 6 or 7 of Rottenburg. I forgot which mission it is. I think I tab a couple times like that, and so I forgot which map it is. But you can kind of see what upgrades by the time you get to that kind of second to last mission, what they kind of should be. Because I was the scout, and I believe we got A+ all the way. So there's plenty of the spare money, but you do have to remember. I'm sorry, don't forget. You got to remember, if the scout doesn't collect all the money, you do have to kind of sacrifice. I would say on the scout's end, if maxing resistance is out, it's always number 1 priority. So like I said, I hope this has been a little bit helpful for you, and then enjoy some of this gameplay of me as Scout in Rottenburg. Like I say, so this is pretty much this is wave, second to last wave, or basically the last wave, and this is essentially the setup. This is pretty much what you want. There's no real point for fire because there's never a lot of firos out. So I know it's $450 but that could have been moved from something else. So I normally just leave it blank. And there's no real point for health regen. I mean, 1 tick is like minimum, because since Scout gets money, there you go. Man Milk should always be maxed out. And then if you don't happen to go Sandman, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2,000. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. You could essentially max out damage and max out penetration if you don't want to use Sandman. But I do this because I can still, either a giant or someone will always be marked for death. So
Go, go, go!
even if you have a soldier with buff banner, you know, having someone marked guarantees that, you know, whatever bot's being is marked, will, you know, damage will be maxed out. Look at this, I got 7 balls. Oh, oh.
2, 1.
Let's just waste them.
Let's get him!
Oh, sweet.
Got the ball back. I love my ball. About to swing. How's that feeling, Wimp?
Ow. Got him.
Oh, there's my ball. Hey, Whip! No way! Thanks, Pally. All right, I feel good.
I was on a ball kill. So this is when the money gets really bad of being separated. Oh, I'm stuck.
That's it. Go, batter up. Fast, Chuckle Nuts.
Engineer, look out for that sentry buster.
Yo, heads up.
Alert! Another sentry buster has entered the area.
Cold break and run.
Alert! Another sentry buster has entered the area.
Hey, Whip. Razor Wing.
Alert! Another sentry buster has entered the area. Well done. Good.
And that pretty much concludes my the scout playing in Rottenburg.